Have you ever stopped to consider how much the opinions of others influence your life? The reality is, most of us care too much about what other people think of us. We value social approval too highly, letting it dictate our choices, and we possess an irrational fear of disapproval, criticism, and rejection. We conform to the wants and expectations of others, often forsaking our unique talents, strengths, and desires. Some of us even let our dreams die because we fear how we will be judged if we pursue them. This is a widespread issue, one that inhibits many of us from reaching our full potential. But what if we could overcome this excessive need for social approval? What if we could conquer the fear of social disapproval? That's the journey we're embarking on today. If you've ever found yourself held back by the fear of what others might think, then this video is for you. Who are the people whose opinions you value most? Are they worthy of your admiration? We often find ourselves seeking the approval of others, but how often do we stop and consider who these people are? Are they the ones who inspire us, who challenge us, who make us want to be better? Or are they merely individuals who happen to be around us, whose approval we seek out of habit or convenience? Think about the people you admire. What is it about them that earns your respect? Perhaps they're courageous, standing up for what they believe in, even when it's unpopular. Maybe they're independent, not swayed by the whims of the crowd, but guided by their own principles and values. They could be inquisitive, always seeking to learn, to grow, to understand. These are the qualities that make someone truly admirable. Now consider the people whose approval you seek. Do they embody these qualities? If not, why should their opinions hold so much weight in your life? If their thoughts are shallow, their ideas narrow, their sentiments mean, and their opinions misguided, why should their approval matter to you? As Arthur Schopenhauer wisely observed, most people's thoughts are superficial and futile, their ideas narrow, their sentiments mean, their opinions perverse, and most of them are full of errors. It's time to reconsider whose approval we're seeking. If we want to live authentically, to be true to ourselves, we need to align our values with those of the people we admire, not those we happen to be around. We need to seek the approval of those who inspire us, who make us want to be better, not those who hold us back. Remember, the value of someone's opinion is directly related to the value you place on their character. Seek the approval of those who are worthy of your admiration, and let go of the need for approval from those who are not. In doing so, you'll find that you're no longer a slave to the opinions of others, but a master of your own destiny. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room: social anxiety. This feeling is something that many of us have experienced. It's that knot in your stomach when you're about to speak at a meeting, or the butterflies fluttering in your chest when you walk into a party full of unfamiliar faces. It's the nagging worry that you might say or do something that will cause others to judge you negatively. And it's this fear that can hold us back from truly being ourselves and living life to the fullest. When we're alone, it can be easier to shrug off the judgments of others. But when we're in a group setting, the pressure to conform can be overwhelming. It's like there's a spotlight on us, and we become hyper-aware of every word we say, every move we make. We start to second-guess ourselves, and instead of being spontaneous and authentic, we become stiff and awkward. And it's not just about how we present ourselves. This fear can also affect our ability to stand up for what we believe in. Even when every bone in our body is telling us that something is wrong, we might still go along with the crowd, just to avoid standing out or being criticized. So how can we overcome this? Epictetus, a wise Stoic philosopher, suggests that we should reflect on the nature of a crowd. What is a crowd, really? It's just a group of individuals, each with their own thoughts, feelings, and biases. The approval of the crowd is fleeting and often based on superficial judgments. And in the grand scheme of things, it holds very little value. By understanding this, we can start to see that the fear of disapproval is largely unfounded. We can begin to let go of the need to please everyone, and instead focus on being true to ourselves. We can start to act with natural spontaneity, follow our conscience, and live life on our own terms. Understanding the nature of a crowd and its value in life can be a powerful tool in overcoming social anxiety. The key to overcoming the fear of others' opinions is to embrace your individuality. Every one of us is a unique blend of talents, experiences, and perspectives. We each bring something different to the world, something that only we can offer. The first step to embracing your individuality is to acknowledge and appreciate your own uniqueness. Recognize the value you bring to the world and give yourself permission to express your true self, regardless of what others may think. Now let's take a moment to reflect on the main points we've discussed today. We've considered the power of others' opinions and how they can influence our actions and self-perception. We've explored the importance of evaluating whose approval we seek, and we've discussed strategies for overcoming social anxiety. But perhaps the most crucial takeaway is this: your worth is not determined by the opinions of others, but by how you view yourself. It's essential to value your own opinions and desires over those of others. The path you choose in life should align with your personal talents, strengths, and desires, not the expectations of others. It's not about disregarding the opinions of others entirely, but about not letting them dictate your actions or self-worth. It's about finding the courage to stand up for what you believe in, even if it means standing alone. So, dear listeners, as you move forward, remember to embrace your individuality. Be brave enough to live a life true to yourself, not the life others expect of you. Don't be afraid to be different, to stand out, to be the square peg in the round hole. After all, it's the square pegs who often make the most significant impact. As we wrap up, let's remember a quote from the esteemed Dr. Seuss. "Today you are you, that is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you." Remember, your worth is not determined by the opinions of others, but by how you view yourself.